Yep, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. These 5 young people go to vacation at their grandparents' farm. And on their way there, they run into some pretty strange people. But they keep going to get to the cabin, and then across the woods, there's some dude trying to kill him with a chainsaw. Chaos ensues. This is a very dark and disturbing horror movie, and it really does keep you on the edge of your seat. Part of what makes that horror effective is the fact that they take their time to set up the characters and their personalities and their stories. There's a movie going on outside of the horror movie, and while it's not necessarily all that interesting, it is something that gives the characters more depth. And during that time, they established the isolation of this setting, and how maybe this is not the safest place to be. And our characters are somewhat traditional horror movie characters. They are kind of stupid. They don't always make the best decisions. But their stupidity is believable. And they're not these ridiculously stupid people. Their actions are not necessarily frustrating. Now, Leatherface, the killer, is handled incredibly well. He is terrifying, and it's because he just shows up. Like, he just appears on screen, and then you're just like, whoa. Because the movie feels relatively real. And so when this thing shows up, and it's this big, tall thing with a mask, you can't help but just be terrified, because it just works so well. And they frame Leatherface so well just on screen. You know, they shoot him usually at a distance and sort of off-kilter. It's perfect. And the fact that this movie looks like it was shot for like nothing just adds to the creepiness and the horror of the movie. It almost looks like some creep made it, and that just makes you sort of like cringe up a little bit. It looks cheap, and it looks isolated, and just there's a certain atmosphere to it that makes you fear for your life. In the way that people just get killed, like it's just like that. They die. It's always incredibly sudden, and so now you're always fearing that someone else is gonna die because of that. You never think, oh, they're just injured, now they're gonna limp away and escape. Great. There's always just, they're either dead or they're not. 2 characters will just be talking, and they'll be, you know, that movie outside of the horror movie will be happening. And then, boom, he's dead. And it is so horrifying and effective because they take their time and they craft it a certain way. This movie started lots of horror movie tropes, and really none of those copiers have done it quite as well as this. And the performances, they're fine. They get you where you need to go, and they work for what this movie is trying to be. This movie is about shock, terror, tension, build-up, and is an extremely well-crafted horror movie. I'm gonna give the Texas Chainsaw Massacre an A.